Three, two, one. Are we live? I think we're live. We've done it. We've succeeded. Hello, Internet, and welcome to YouTube.
Hello.
How's it going? We're here to talk about all of the news, and we're desperately sorry it's been so long. My streaming setup has been completely down the trash as of recent, and then Christmas break and everything, we've just been sorting stuff out, but we're finally here to talk about some news, and we'll be streaming later on this week as well. Hello, John.
Yes. Hello. So, the news broke today that Jonathan Majors has been found guilty. Now, I don't think it was first degree or second degree. I believe it was third degree. Still pretty bad.
He faces
Um,
up to a year in prison.
yeah. So, and I believe Marvel has already have they already made a statement yet?
I don't think they have, but I've been seeing the news that he's fired.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone understands. Like the second he was convicted, he was fired. Like they're not gonna get him back for anything. Like they fire
Yeah,
people
fact.
for saying things they don't like, and they're not gonna hire someone who assaulted his girlfriend in any manner. So
Yeah, definitely not. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see this coming.
yeah,
It sounded like he was free and clear, especially because they went forward with Loki season 2 and they had him in there. Um,
yeah, and it sounded like there's been more positive news coverage of him lately, which I guess was just like a psyop.
there
So
was okay. Did you see? Did you see that video of him breaking up the fight?
I heard about it and I was like, yeah,
Dude,
that's staged, right?
it has to be. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest thing I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah, did you cuz his texts to his girlfriend were released. Did you read through those?
I have not. Should
Y-
I look them up?
Yeah, you should actually. I'll keep the viewers busy while you pull them up
All
on your
right.
dual monitor setup and you can read them. But yeah, just for context, Jonathan Majors was the MCU's next Thanos, and he was going to be in like three different MCU projects, two Avengers movies, and one TV show all about him. And yeah, him being gone is the equivalent of, I don't know, Chris Evans committing a war crime and them lacking Captain America, I guess. There's no way forward really for them. Or there are a couple ways forward that we'll talk about. Do you have them pulled up?
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah, you want to read them out for the viewers?
My internet's not being great. Are you talking about the ones that start off with them talking about going to the hospital?
There are those ones, and then there are ones about him. He was angry about her bringing friends back with her, or something like that.
He does say that he's gonna kill himself in one text. Do I have to say unalive on YouTube?
Yeah, no,
No.
you'll be fine. Anyway, why don't you read
Okay.
them out for the viewers?
All right. Do you want me to start from a specific part or just go from the top?
Just go for what you think is the most relevant.
So he talks about, for context, he talks about basically about her going to the hospital, and she's actually saying that like she's gonna tell the doctors that she just bumped her head. Um,
It seems like
then
that's not how she got the injury.
no, no, and I believe that I'm not sure. I think there's a video, and he hits her in the back of the head or something. Maybe that I don't know.
I think it would be a separate occasion, probably, but maybe not.
Yeah. He talks about committing suicide and that he's a monster and a horrible man. Um,
Very mentally stable person, clearly. Um, Marvel got someone really special to play this part. They
and I quote, "I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. I've already put things in motion." So, yeah.
do you are you
Not a
seeing the
great.
Yeah. Are you seeing
What's
the
up?
are you seeing the text where he tells her about what he's doing for his community and all the cool things he's gonna be up to in his future? There's this whole thing where he went on a
No,
rant
I've
about how
not
important he
seen that.
was. Anyway, it's not super important. Basically, they hired a super mentally unstable guy to play their main villain for phases 5 and 6, and yeah. So there are a couple of routes they could go. One, they could leave him behind. Two, they could recast him. Um, what do you think is the most likely scenario, John?
Okay. Most it's hard to pick
Because
between like most likely and what I really want and think they should do.
just to clarify
So
really quick, there's no like they
yeah.
technically do have the option to rehire him. He'll be out in less than a year most likely, but there's no way that they'd do that. So,
Oh no. I okay. So apparently in his contract there's a thing that says like no one else can play Kang. I think they can get around that
mhm.
because dude, there's no way they don't have loopholes there, especially given the situation. So they got a few options. They recast him. Maybe you do like an alternate version of Kang and like the Beyonder Kang or something and cast like I don't know somebody else.
Mhm.
Denzel Washington, I don't know. So you could do that. Um or you could just drop the Kang thing entirely and go straight to Doctor Doom, which I think is what they should do. And look, you can make it work. I mean, look, even all those Kangs are conveniently together in one spot, and you could have a dope scene where Doctor Doom teleports in and kills all of them. So, I don't know.
All of the faceless Kangs, they're just like
Bro, that would be legendary.
they've all got like masks on or something. Well, okay, so my
um,
perspective on the recasting thing is that you couldn't really recast, specifically because of that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania end credit scene where it pans around showing all of the Kangs and all of them have the face of Jonathan Majors, i.e., like the stupidest idea for a post-credit scene any Marvel executive has ever had. But I also think about Loki season 2, which made absolutely no sense, but I think you could interpret it in a way. There's no reason to think that Kang's still in this universe after that season. Like he's not around.
yeah, no.
They've
And
basically eliminated him by the end of that. So,
here's the thing too. Okay. Obviously, what happened between Majors and his girlfriend, all that, awful. It
mhm.
should never have happened. It's sad that it happened. I want to talk about strictly just related stuff that's related to Marvel. I'm not talking about this situation. I'm just talking about Marvel. No one clip this out of context. Um,
You always know it's
is this
good when you start off with that. Sorry, go for it.
is this really a loss that we
Uh
lose Kang? And I just want you to think back to Victor Timely in Quantum Mania, and I want you to ask yourself, is this really a loss?
I think it's a definite loss in Marvel's brand as far as them looking like a competent. I mean, not only do all of their stories suck and they don't have any good characters now, but it looks like they're falling apart left and right. And I think this only helps to hurt them, basically. So I think it's very
Ye
bad for them as far as telling a coherent story, too. Because remember, they were not only going to do Avengers 5 and 6 based around this man, they had an entire TV show. What was it called? Council of Kangs, something like that. They were gonna do an entire TV show starring different versions of this guy. Like Marvel's in shambles right now. It
Okay.
as far as whether or not it's bad or good, it's probably good for us. Like none of us wanted to see him again. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's pretty crazy because this has been a lot of people are saying this is one of the fastest, rising and fallings of a star ever. I mean,
Yeah,
because
well,
think
his
about it, he hit it
yeah.
off with especially right after Creed 3, that was super big, and he and, Michael B. Jordan, they were gonna be doing movies together, they already said that, and then he was gonna be Kang, and then boom, it's all gone.
I feel like his rising was a little bit artificial though. Like all of the marketing around him in Marvel Studios was like, yeah, this is the next big actor, and it always felt like they were trying to push him a little more than he was worth.
I think Marvel
Um,
pushed it, I think, like, in other movies, like Creed 3, he actually did, um, gain a large amount of fans.
how big was Creed 3?
Marvel's
Did it earn a lot of money?
I think so, I can check the box office. Um,
Because I remember hearing about it too, but I don't know how many people really saw that.
I mean, as far as making back the money, it did well. It got 275 million,
Hmm. That's
which
not too bad.
for a boxing movie, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It's more than the Marvels. I mean, wait, can you check the
I mean,
Marvels box office right now?
I got
What's
you.
that at?
Doesn't even want to tell me. Hold
Oh
on.
no.
202 million.
Oh
That
no.
was 2 days ago.
202 million.
What
With
was
a
their, hold on.
well, it
What
was
was
like
their,
300 million
it was
dollars.
274 million.
Well,
Dude, that's
dude,
so bad.
that's not including a lot of the reshoots and marketing that they
Marketing.
had to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's so
And a lot
bad.
of that film was swept under
Okay.
the rug. So,
There's a video I need to find and I want to do a deep dive on it, but it basically explains that all the money that Disney made from like Infinity War and Endgame, you know when they made like $1 billion on like
every
that and like
single
Captain
project.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've actually lost all of that money.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty
Critical
bad.
Critical Drinker did a pretty good video breaking down how films make money because obviously the theaters have to take home like I don't know a decent amount of the profit plus there's marketing plus all of the different people that need to get money before the film actually makes its money back. So oftentimes when you're seeing like the ending numbers, even if it looks like it's made its money back, it hasn't at all. So yeah,
Yeah.
the Marvels that's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. Um Anyways, back to Jonathan Majors and Kang.
Hmm.
What do you think they should do going forward? If you were Kevin Feige right now, what would you do?
If I were Marvel right now, I would probably cancel all of the small projects, move up an Avengers movie to really close, and do a one-off villain like Mephisto. And then I
Mm.
would use the next few films to build up a different villain. Yeah, I would do a one-off like Ultron was, just something where you get like all of the heroes and then slowly work your way up to something. I think jumping ship. I think everyone wants to see Doctor Doom. That's the name I've heard for a while, and Galactus as well. But uh, it's a disaster, man. The MCU is in
Dude,
shambles.
I want to get excited for stuff, but it's like it's really hard. Like Fantastic Four was one of the movies that I was still excited for. Then the casting for that happened, and man, dude, do you remember when they said Mila Kunis was going to be cast as the Thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Dude, that's so bad.
It's so believable
Ah,
too.
it really is. Like, I would love for that movie to introduce like Doctor Doom or have Galactus in it, but right now I don't know if I really trust it. Wait, who's supposed to direct that? Hold on.
It was supposed to be, from what I understand, John Watts at some point. I don't think it is anymore. John Watts is the guy who did the Spider-Man movies,
John Watts would be a good option.
but I don't think he's associated with that project anymore.
Matt Shackman.
Huh. I don't know what else he's done.
I, I, let's find out.
Um, yeah. As far as expecting good things out of the MCU, it makes less sense to expect good things than it does to expect bad things. I mean, the
He did
MCU,
Star Trek 4.
a fan favorite, I'm sure. I was I was I was saying that it don't feel bad if you don't expect the best out of the MCU anymore because they like
Oh
it wouldn't
yeah.
make any sense to expect anything good. They haven't made a good movie since lots would argue Infinity War. So like the MCU, yeah, there's no reason to expect them to make a good film, which is really sad.
Yeah.
They used to be doing a lot of like phase 3. I think about phase 3 a lot. I don't know what people's general opinions are, but I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok. I really liked Doctor Strange and a lot of the phase 3 movies, and we just don't get those. I mean, Black Panther did really well, and even though like that's not a favorite of mine, phase 3 had a lot of bangers.
They had a lot of big hits. It was sad to see it just slowly die off. I remember when WandaVision was coming out each week,
Mhm.
the hype for that built so much. That
Yeah.
final episode happened. I got up at 3 a.m. to watch it.
Oh,
The
really?
servers crashed, dude. The servers crashed.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, that's crazy. And then the ending happened. I was like, bro, what is this?
I got pretty
And it's
mad. Yeah.
yeah, just steady decline, bro. That was not it.
Yeah. So yeah. What would you do? I assume you would go the Doctor Doom route.
I would go there's multiple ways you can even make it. So like the Kang stuff, Doctor Doom orchestrated. You can okay, because Thanos wasn't even he only had like 2 3 not even that. Like minutes of screen time up until Infinity War.
Yeah.
So you don't need a ton to make a great villain.
You
I think
don't. No. The Infinity
now
Stones did
obviously
work a lot though, as far as
yeah,
setup.
it's cool if you can set it up, but I think we are far past that.
Maybe.
And I think like you could set it up in like a few movies. I don't know. I think at this point, let's just do Doctor Doom, do Secret Wars, make it awesome. Let's just move on. Um
I would set up a villain that could last a few movies though. I guess is sort of what I'm going for.
yeah.
I wouldn't want Doctor Doom to be in one movie and then die. I think that would be a waste. So, and I mean,
Dude, honestly,
yeah, where
just make
the
Secret Wars let's just make Secret Wars a two-parter instead of having Kang Dynasty.
I wish they would go for more Baron Zemo characters where maybe they become like the bad guy for the movie and they don't ever die. But like Batman has his rogues gallery and they break out and start fighting every once in a while. It's okay to have returning villains for different
Yeah.
movies or
Dude,
shows. You could do that.
I wouldn't mind Ultron returning, even though I'm not a
Sure.
huge fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I think it's the weakest out of the Avengers movies, but like Ultron's actually an awesome character, and I would love to see him again.
I would love to see, yeah, some of the better villains return in some non-contrived ways. Ultron would be a very good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, recasting,
Um
I think everyone agrees recasting is not the way to go.
oh no, not at all. You could go with I mean, shoot, there's so many options. You could even pull in like you mentioned Mephisto, like pull in some villains from the original Infinity Gauntlet storyline in the comics, like Lady Death. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, or Madam Web.
We
Maybe
don't
not Madam Web.
talk about that
You don't
movie.
have to do Madam Web exactly,
Dude, did you
but
see the poster that they did for Madam Web?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty
Dude, it's
great.
so bad. It's so bad. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So that's the MCU, but on slightly possibly more amazing notes, Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire is out this Thursday,
Hold on.
and I'm pretty excited.
Oh, dude, I'm really oh my gosh. Oh no.
What?
You know what? I need to stop looking at Rotten Tomatoes critic scores
What's it
because
at?
honestly, it's at 23.
Okay.
72 audience score.
Mm, yeah, I've read through a lot of those. It's hard to tell. Lots of them haven't seen it. I mean, like what portion of the audience has seen this? It would literally be just critics that have seen it so far, right?
Okay, what is it with critics that when they write sentences, they try to sound smart and they end up writing a really confusing sentence?
Like what? What do you got?
Dude, that variety. Remember that Variety article I sent you?
Oh yeah, that was a weird.
That was hilarious.
It was
Hold on, let me find a good one.
kind of silly. Pull up a funny sentence from a critic. I'm not.
These are
Yeah.
also lame. Holy.
Yeah, I don't know. There seem to be lots of criticisms about the story and characters, but I don't know. That's never stopped me from liking a Zack Snyder movie.
Dude, facts. Look, Zach delivers, okay? I think at the time, Watchmen and Man of Steel were ahead of their time. People weren't ready for it,
Mm,
but those movies are very loved nowadays, especially Man of Steel.
I really
Except,
like Man of Steel. I wouldn't say it's that great technically, but
okay, now 300,
300's fun.
300 hits.
Yeah.
300 hits.
Planning on
I
rewatching it soon.
that is one of my most favorite movies that Zack Snyder has put out. It's just so good. Uh Dude, I gotta watch Sucker Punch at some point.
From what I hear, you really don't. It's not a
I want to. He's releasing his like director's cuts. I kind of want to see that.
he's releasing a director's cut of Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach. There are certain things you can always predict Zack Snyder will do. He'll always try to release a director's cut, and he'll always try and make like a franchise out of a single movie.
Yeah.
We love him for it. But also great visuals, and the trailer was really sick, and you can expect probably some good soundtrack choices, some really good visuals, some good acting, and good casting, and who knows what
So,
else.
from what it sounds like, from everything that I've read and like reviews that I've seen, and it's hard to, dude. This happens whenever Zack Snyder makes a movie, which I think we should talk about a little bit, dude. Every time the man makes a movie, before it comes out, some critics will slaughter it and
Mm-hmm.
say, and a lot of their stuff isn't even like, it's more just based in their hate for Zack Snyder, which makes it really hard to get a hold on it. Then you got the other side of the fence. You got the Snyder cultists or whatever, which, hey, maybe we're Snyder cultists. I don't know.
I'm not.
We'll find out. We'll find out when the movie comes out.
You have the Snyder
Um,
people that are the kinds of people to accuse James Gunn of going with Jeffrey Epstein on his plane. Snyder people
yeah,
can get crazy
yeah,
sometimes.
you can get a lot of that. So it's really hard to like gauge it beforehand because just for whatever reason, that's what happens before his movies. So yeah, I don't know. I've heard, but like I said, from the reviews, it seems like a lot of people are saying like it's really this first movie is really just a setup for the second one.
Which does not make it a great movie. I mean,
Which I think it was originally they were both gonna be one at the beginning. Dude, at this
mm-hmm.
point, let's just combine it, make it a series. Just release hour-long episodes at this point.
Yeah.
It might work that way. I don't know.
I really like Zack Snyder.
Give us a 6-hour movie. I will sit down and watch a 6-hour Zack Snyder
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah.
I already sat down and watched a 4-hour Zack Snyder movie, and I had a blast.
Well, I was gonna say I like Zack Snyder experimenting with different different things you can do, i.e., making a 4 to 5 hour long movie and splitting it up into parts, or making a two-parter movie, which I guess Dune is doing. And I really like oh, what was it he did? Oh, yeah. Releasing a director's cut, like an R-rated cut and a PG-13 cut. I really like those kinds of, I don't know, advents into different just experiments. I really like most of
Yeah.
those ideas. So I'm looking forward to, especially the director's cut, which I don't think anyone's reviewed yet because no one's seen it, right?
No one's seen it.
So
I
yeah,
have a feeling that it'll be a lot better. Ray Fisher said at that big event that they did, he said that there's at least an hour of extra content. At least. So,
yeah. So that could add a lot to the story and to the characters.
yeah, dude, an hour is crazy. An hour of just extra stuff.
And we'll be
I have a
reviewing both of
feeling.
them as soon as they come out.
Oh,
So
definitely. I have a feeling the extended cut is going to have about 15 minutes of things that should not be set before a PG-13 audience.
uh,
Just a hunch, but
most likely.
considering he said Rebel Moon is Star Wars with violence, sex, and swearing. But yeah.
And then Netflix was like, "Whoa, calm down. Give us a dulled down version of that." So,
Yeah. I don't
um,
know. I like Zack Snyder's director's cuts more, just when he just kind of goes crazy.
yeah.
I think BVS, while flawed, the director's cut is miles better than the regular. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League shows what he can do when he's allowed to just go for 4 hours. Um, which I had a great time watching that movie. That was that was a time to be alive.
I remember the hype was
Yeah,
contagious. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to Rebel Moon, and we'll review
yeah.
it probably the night it comes out and share our thoughts on
Um,
it.
I don't know if you know this. They did like a promotional video for it, and Henry Cavill apparently did the voiceover for it.
Did he?
Yeah. Which okay,
Mm,
the
okay.
rumor is he said there's gonna be a third movie. The rumor
Really?
is,
We don't have a date
yeah,
for that though, do we?
we don't have a date for it.
Okay.
The rumor is Henry Cavill will be in the third movie. Which,
That makes me so nervous.
dude, I love Henry Cavill so much.
Oh
Dude,
man.
I would be so happy if that happened.
So wait, we know this one's coming out on Thursday. Part 2 is coming out in April. So are you talking a third movie or a part
Yeah, like
3?
a part three.
So this story won't even be finished by April.
I'd have to go back to what he said at that
Huh.
event because Zack Snyder talked about it, but I believe it's. I mean, he's trying to make this a universe of stuff. Like he's making a game, and
Yeah.
like they're making an animated show as well.
And Netflix is just
So,
like, we'll give you money. Just do it.
dude, here's the thing: Netflix sometimes hits it off with these sort of things. Like
Yeah.
they did the Extraction movies with Chris Hemsworth,
Mm-hmm.
and like those were bangers. They did. Oh, what's the other one with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot? Oh, Red Notice.
Red Notice,
That was
yeah.
a just a random banger. Like I don't know, man. Maybe Netflix is onto
They
something.
do some good Queen's Gambit. Obviously they have a
Mm,
lot of good TV shows.
Squid Game,
One Piece, yeah. Which One Piece I think was that the most successful TV show on streaming ever? It was something
dude. It
crazy like
might
that.
be, and I don't want to be that guy, but dude, if they did a Naruto live action, oh my gosh, that would do that would do numbers, bro. That would do numbers. Oh my gosh. Also, on that note, I don't know if you saw this. They're reanimating the first season of One Piece.
Oh, yeah, I'm not that invested in the anime, but that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool because it
Yeah, it's
didn't
pretty
look
cool.
super smoothly animated, but
I mean, that was what 2000 or
I have
1999?
no idea. No idea. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming out. So exciting stuff. I'm probably a little bit more nervous than you are, but I'm sure it'll
Oh,
be a blast to
I'm
watch
nervous as
anyway.
crap, dude. I'm not okay. I feel like I already have a general idea of what this movie's gonna be. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a setup for the next movie because these were technically supposed to be one movie. So it's gonna be the first like act and a half of a big story.
Well, I wonder, is that
And
supposed to be the first third? If there's a third movie?
I I'll do more research on this, but from what I understand, it's gonna be like a part one, a part two, and then a movie that's kind of like a little maybe like some time has passed.
Okay.
I- I'll get I'll get back to y'all on this next stream with some more solid answers on that. I'll do
Hmm.
my research. Um, but yeah, as far as this first one, I think that there will also be some character stuff that's missing because the extended cut has not been released. I think there's going to be a lot of things where I'm like, wow, that could have been fleshed out like a lot more. And then I'll probably watch the extended cut and be like, wow, this is like my most favorite movie ever because I'm a Snyder cultist apparently.
A little bit,
Just a little bit.
which is okay. We all have our flaws.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the extended cut, it just says early 2024, which I'd like to get it as soon as possible, but
Yeah.
what do you think? 2 weeks after, maybe? They shouldn't hold off on it, especially if it's gonna give them better reviews.
Facts.
Yeah, and I'm not completely comfortable like reviewing an incomplete product, knowing some like if I give you information now, 3 weeks later, it might be completely
Yeah.
worthless.
Um yeah. If you want, we can talk about the Henry Cavill Warhammer show because we got some news on that.
Oh, did we? I thought it had been nearly canceled. What have you got?
Today it is so this is from IGN. Uh and it says the Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40,000 cinematic universe is now properly rolling.
Okay.
Um
Because I had heard just like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago that it was looking like it'd get canceled.
Same. Like a few days ago, I thought the show was completely canceled, but this happened like I think yesterday.
Wow.
So this is pretty cool. Warhammer is actually a really cool universe. It's Henry Cavill's actually like most favorite nerd category. I don't know what you want to call it, but
Right.
like he said on
Franchise
an
sort of
interview that
thing.
it's his favorite. Yeah, it's his favorite thing. And he's gonna be playing one of the custodies, I believe, which is pretty cool. Um, they're like these super big space marine guys,
Okay.
and they can like hold these spears that takes like 14 people to lift, and they're just like killing machines. So be kind of cool.
Yeah. It'll be awesome, I guess. We'll see what comes
Yeah.
of that. Has there been any more recent news about films and stuff? Oh, Aquaman 2. That's coming out this very weekend. Are you going to see it?
Is that
I think
this
so.
dude? Oh crap! I have to go
Double
see
check
that.
that. Double check it and let me know. Because if you see it, I'll see it. And if you don't, there ain't no way I'm
Oh,
seeing
I'm
that
gonna
crap.
see it. I'm gonna see it because I saw the first one.
I guess I'll have to watch the first one to get context because I
Oh, you
still
haven't seen the
haven't.
first one?
No. Just so we can talk about it.
1 second. December 22nd. Or yeah, December
Yeah,
22nd.
day after Rebel
That
Moon.
that's a thing that I'm gonna have to go see.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this new marketing team because if I see that stupid coffee ad on TikTok one more time, I'm gonna throw my phone away, bro. That is so there's for context, there's this they put this ad for the movie on TikTok and it's his brother like all like shriveled up and he's on the beach and he's like crawling towards the
me
water and it's like
before coffee.
me before coffee. And then the thing the sea goes over him and he like kind of like regains his energy from the sea, which is a cool concept by the way, but he just gets ruined when he pops up when it's like me after I get my coffee. Starts like beating the crap out of a bunch of guys. I was like, dude, that's so
Yeah.
bad.
So I guess if you're gonna see it, I'll have to watch the first one and then watch
I
the
was
second one.
actually I was actually thinking about going to see Godzilla -1 as well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because my IMAX is showing it, and I feel like that'd be a really cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So those reviews will definitely be streaming at least Thursday or Friday night to talk about Rebel Moon, and then as soon as we see some of these other films or we get any more major news announcements, especially with the whole Kang situation, because who knows what's gonna happen, we'll stream about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Is there anything else, or should we cap it off there?
I think that about covers everything. Um, yeah, I mean, at some point we should do a stream talking about like just the lineup of stuff for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do want to do that at some point. But yeah, as far as stuff right now, I think we about covered everything.
And at some point, we'll have to do our Ninjago stream as well, but
Ah,
we'll get to
yes.
that later.
I'll check Twitter and see what's and see if anything's changed.
Okay.
Loki's trending. That's cool.
Oh yay,
Um,
Loki, my favorite TV show.
Cancel Pigs is streaming. That's
Oh yeah, that's I think it's a comic books thing.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
but seems like there's
Um,
nothing.
nah.
All right, well, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas to all and to all a good night, I
Yes.
suppose.